Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on my channel. So today we're going to be going over how to set up your macros on MyFitnessPal for a cut. And when you get to these questions here, you're actually going to click maintain weight. And the reason I'm doing that is because MyFitnessPal has it basically kind of has a default setting on your macros and your calories. So if you click like lose weight, it'll keep the macros the same and it'll change the calories for you, but we're gonna actually do that like manually. How active are you? This is just depends. How active are you? I'd say if you're using this app and you're trying to cut down, you're probably active or very active. For me, I'm gonna choose active, so we just put it at a happy medium there, 5'8". There we go. Set current weight. My current weight is about 142, I think it is right now. Alright, so account created. Congratulations, your custom plan is ready and you're one step closer to your goal weight. Your daily goal is 2620. Alright, so that is my, according to MyFitnessPal, is as close as they can get for me to keep my weight at 142. So that is 2,620 calories at 142 pounds. Here we are in the main home page. There's my calorie goal. I've eaten today, but obviously I created this new account just to show you guys. So there's my remaining calories, 2620. Here we go. So now we're going to go into our macros on the MyFitnessPal and change it up ourselves. So basically you're going to want to click on me, or that's what I'm going to do on my phone. I don't know what your guys' phone does, if it is any different, if you're doing it on the computer, or it's just going to be a little different for everybody based on your device you're using. So I went to me. You're going to find your settings on your device. You're going to go to my goals, second one down there. And as you can see, starting weight 142 on May 16th, 2019. 142. And maintain weight, activity level active. And as you can see, the first choice under nutrition goals is the calorie, carbs, protein, and fat goals. So you're gonna click on that. And as you can see here under carbs, protein, and fat, it already has this default percentage level at 50, 20, and 30. 50 for carbs, 20 protein, 30 for fat. So that is what we're going to change. That's why I clicked maintain weight. All right, so to cut, we all know we need to be in a deficit. The severity or the percentage of your deficit is going to be based on your goals, really. So if you're kind of going for like maybe a bodybuilding show in 6 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, you're probably going to be in a lower deficit and you're going to be changing up the carbs, protein, and fat even more than I'm going to be showing you. But basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be changing it up to a 15% deficit. This is actually what I am doing personally right now because it's already May 16th or something like that, May 19th. What was it? I can't even remember. But I'm just basically trying to slowly cut down for summer. I'm already at a pretty low body fat, around 11.5 or so. So I don't need to go do anything crazy to get down. But I'm going to be, going into deficit, and then I changed up my carbs, protein, and fat. So basically, I'm going to show you how to take your maintaining weight, your maintaining calorie level, calorie count, and change that to a 15% deficit. So here we are on my calculator. So basically, you're going to multiply your calories by 0.85. And it's that simple. There's my 15% deficit, which is 2,227 calories a day. This will obviously change if you're going to do a heavier deficit or even a lighter than 15%, which is, I'd say the lowest really that there's a point to go is 10. If you're really just trying to kind of slowly kind of cut down, or if you're already really low and you're just kind of changing it up a little bit. So obviously if you want to do like a 20% deficit, you're going to be times 0.8. which is 2,096. If you're going crazy here and you're doing let's say a 40% deficit, there you go, 1,048 calories a day. Pretty tough, but that's why we're keeping the light here. All right, so, wrong number, 85. So my calorie goal now for my 15% deficit is 2,227 calories. So back in MyFitnessPal here, we're going to click on calories and put in your custom number there, 2227. So there we go. As you can see, it dropped down my carb, protein, and fat gram goals. So this is now where we're going to change up the percentage of each macronutrient. So I'm going to put in my specific percentages that I'm doing right now, and then I'll explain why I did those after I change it. So when you go into carbs, you just click on one of them and it'll bring up all of them for you. So we're going to put carbs down to 30%, so drop them by 20%. We're going to put protein up by 15%, and you're going to raise fat by 5%. Again, this is not, you don't have to follow these exact numbers, but just lower your carbs, raise your protein, and maybe raise your fat slightly. This is what I'm doing right now for my specific goal. All right, guys. So the reason we lowered carbs down to 30% is because when your carbs are up so high, or the reason that the normal person has their carbs up at 50% and their protein and fat much lower, is because carbs are your body's main source for energy from the fitness standpoint. It makes pumps a lot easier. It gives you a lot more energy. It makes your muscles contract and function just better. So overall, your workout will be a lot easier. You'll be more motivated. You'll get a better pump and overall better gains. So it's really good to up your carbs when you're in a bulking phase or more of a gaining phase, whatever you're really doing. Even in the maintaining phase, you can have your carbs up a little higher. Because that is their main energy source, that's what keeps your glycogen up. That's what keeps your blood sugar at a higher rate, keeps it from going down too low where you're like shaky and weak and basically not functioning properly. So because your body is getting all of its energy from the carbohydrates, it's not penetrating the fat stores or fat cells in your body in order to produce energy for your workouts. And because it's not taking energy from your fat cells, your fat is going to remain at pretty much the same level as it has been when you're in your maintenance phase. And you may be wondering, if we're trying to lose fat, then why are we raising the fat up? It's because we're lowering the carbs, raising the fat, so your body, we're not raising the fat by too much, because that would kind of belittle the whole point. But because we're putting the fat just a little bit up and the carbs a pretty good amount down, the body will recognize that little bit more fat and that pretty decent drop in carbs, and it'll say, oh my god, we don't have enough carbs left. It will actually run out of energy from the carbs faster because you're burning that smaller amount of carbs faster. The less carbs you have, the less you have to burn. So therefore, the next place it will go to for energy is your fat. And because the fat is raised up just a tiny bit, it'll recognize it faster. It'll see that, okay, there's fat here. We got to take it for energy so I can work, so we can function, so we can finish this workout, whatever this person is trying to do. So it goes into your fat cells and it actually takes the fat out of them and uses it, burns it for energy. And this is why people go on the keto diet when you're pretty much cut out all carbs, because that'll really quickly deplete your fat stores and it'll get you shredded for like a competition. So that's something also you guys can do. I'm not going to show you that here. I kind of showed you earlier how you can like change what you multiply your calories by in order to get whatever your calorie goal is, or whatever, you know what I'm saying. I showed you earlier, but in this case, I'm just showing you what I'm doing. So I lower the carbs by 15% in order so my body can penetrate those fat stores a little bit, not too crazy, because if you do it really fast, you'll get really good results, but that'll be really hard to hold on to and really hard maintain over a long period of time. I mean, if you're in constant ketosis your whole life, that's really not a good thing. It's unhealthy. Your body needs carbs to operate. So basically, we're just going to lower the carbs. We're not at an unhealthy level at all here. 167 grams of carbs is still a pretty good level, 30%. That's nothing too major at all. So keto is more of a short-term thing that for like more bodybuilding shows when you're really trying to get down to like below 8%, like 6%, 5% body fat. And the reason we raise protein is because if your nitrogen balance is not at a high enough level, so if you're at a negative nitrogen balance where your body is actually burning more nitrogen than it's taking in, your body will run out of the protein, which is basically nitrogen. We're just gonna keep it simple here. Your body will run out of the nitrogen / protein a lot faster if you have it at a low level. So then when it runs out, what will it turn to in order to get the protein it needs? It will turn to your muscles and eat away at those in order to function all the other things that protein is needed for your body, such as like bodily fluids, transporting nutrients, and a few other things. So basically that's why we're raising protein up even more, and it will help you maintain that muscle mass because your body needs to take some of the protein for all of the other functions besides building muscle. So then basically if you're keeping your protein well above a neutral or a negative nitrogen balance, or a zero or a negative nitrogen balance, you don't have to worry as much about losing muscle. Well, you do have to worry about it, but it'll make it much easier to hang on to the muscle that you have. And when you lose the fat and keep all your muscle, you'll be looking really shredded. You'll be looking a lot bigger. So even if you lose a few pounds or you're the same weight, you will look bigger than you were before because you'll have close to the same amount of muscle, hopefully. Just do it as best as you can, but you'll look bigger than before and more shredded. So that is the reason for these specific numbers of macros. So that's basically it, guys. Thank you for watching, for sticking through the whole thing. If you got any questions, put them in the comments below. I know it's getting close to summer and a lot of you guys are probably looking for a way to cut down for summer. So if you're kind of at a higher body fat right now and you're kind of running out of time, you're like, oh shoot, what am I going to do? We're going to go to the beach in a month and I'm looking not too great. So what you're going to do is just kind of put the deficit lower, maybe put the carbs a little bit lower. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't worry about the carbs too much. I'd just lower the deficit more in order to get down to that low body fat level. And as you know, if you do this, it's not going to last as long. But next time you bulk, maybe bulk a little cleaner, bulk a little less than you did the time before. So then when you get to this time again, close to summer, it's a lot easier to cut down and you'll just be it's just a lot easier and a lot more gradual. So you won't have to cut down and then go straight back up again. There's nothing wrong with that, but you just got to kind of play around and just pick what's right for you. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more content like this and comment what you want me to talk about in the future. So we'll see you later.